Thank you for checking out this video from Exchange Online. If you'd like to donate and you're able to, there's a link in the description below. All the money goes to the venue, all of us who work here, the filmmakers, the artists, and some dog treats for Pepper. But no obligation. Enjoy the show.
That's our fucking intro, keep going!
You go through this, just a tiny little doorway into this pitch black room in the back.
Straight away, you know, you're in a kind of an emporium of alternative music.
It's got that blood, sweat and tears rock and roll vibe.
It's just pretty punk rock, really, wasn't it? Like naturally punk rock.
Over the years it generated that kind of atmosphere.
It wasn't like anarchy signs on the wall and dogs walking around, but it was just like proper punk rock venue, isn't it?
You can just tell that it's, for years and years and years been the centre of alternative music in Bristol.
It's a place where you're comfortable to go to.
It was a very inclusive venue.
And it drew a certain kind of crowd which made you feel part of a scene.
The place is kicking off the whole time. You just really feel like you're, part of something, and it's just incredible. It's really nice feeling.
Sounds like bollocks.
Croft opened in March 2002. It was owned by a guy called Dave True.
It used to be a lot different from kind of what it turned into.
There were years when the Croft was a comedy bar.
A guy called Ed Gibson came in and he was the guy with the idea to turn it into a music venue. I got involved in April 2002.
But over the course of 2002 to 2004-05, I was pretty much going there every Wednesday night for Dead Punk shows.
In the first instance, I'd just put on a gig once a month under the name Dead Punk Promotions. In August 2007, myself, Paul Horlick and Pete Wright, we basically bought the lease at that point.
It was all about all the people that kind of went there. That's what makes a place, really.
For me personally, it's just down to the promoter, really. Like Matt, he's just got that sort of personality and genuine nature about him that makes you want to play at his venue all the time.
I just like the whole ethos of the place.
We were promoters who bought a live music venue. For us, it was all about the experience of enjoying the bands.
So much support for other bands and general, just support of the scene in general.
It's not just about playing, it's about, you get to be around people that are going to encourage you.
They were really open-minded and friendly and approachable.
It's almost like Cheers in a way, where you go in and the sound guy's like, hey, it's you guys again,
I could go in there as someone that they'd never met before and come out as someone who'd made friends and made contacts.
Now why can't I walk like this every night?
It was a great platform for young bands, baby bands coming through, and actually gave them a reason to sort of go on and do bigger things.
It's really good at nurturing up-and-coming bands.
It's kind of like the musical womb of Bristol. It would foster creativity and give birth to all of these amazing bands.
And I think Croft has been absolutely vital to us getting to where we are now.
I like the fact that they just have a nice variety of music as well.
They've always pushed different kinds of promotion, and it's never been sort of tagged onto one particular scene or movement.
It was kind of a complete melting pot of genres and styles.
I like that they were open to a lot of different ideas.
It's been really good for kind of really alternative music.
It just fits, it's the right sort of venue for that sort of music.
And that's the beauty behind it. You can be any kind of genre and just do your actual thing.
Things like the production values meant a lot to us. Like the sound had to be good.
It's not everywhere you find such a small venue which is looking that good and sounding that good.
I'm going to miss PJ.
Big up to Paul the sound man.
PJ is kind of like an institution, I think.
But PJ is just the Croft sound man. He'll make you sound fucking amazing.
He looks exactly like Howard Marks, doesn't he?
I mean, he knows his stuff massively. He's taught me quite a lot as well, whilst I've been engineering at the Croft. He always gets a great sound. He knows the room amazingly, and like, yeah, he's just a good guy. And I think it's a shame he's not on film, because then people should see that he's a good guy.
Massive round of applause for PJ, the sound engineer.
Great show, then you never really remember it.
So many things have happened, you know, some of them it's better not to remember.
There's been one or two things, yeah, which have happened. I kind of accidentally set fire to the front bar a bit.
Some girl was hitting me in the ankle with an umbrella, and I threw it into the crowd, and it hit Rich from BBC Introducing in the face.
People asking where they can breathe fire.
I kind of got undressed in my underpants, kind of rolled around on the floor. We had like fireworks, and it all went horribly wrong.
So we got in there, 2 in the morning or whatever, we were like, well, might as well have a drink now that we're here. And then that just descended into absolute chaos.
Big Jeff had to give Damon from Fucked Up piggyback.
Oh, the Fucked Up show.
And the look on his face when it's like Damon's obviously this massive guy who jumped up on Jeff's back.
It's like being hugged by a sweaty 16-stone Canadian bear.
We ended up staying in there till about 9 in the morning. He was chasing me around with a fire extinguisher, drinking out the pumps. The cleaners came in at about 6 and had to leave because we just, scared him to death.
What was the quote from the cleaner that stumbled upon this? I cannot work here anymore. The bar manager, he has gone insane.
We were never sort of overly officious.
They're literally like the only venue that hasn't horrendously told me and my band off or banned us in some way.
I remember just looking out at the crowd, people were like going nuts, like as you'd expect there. But then also above them, there was like sort of 3D, like a 3D mosh pit above them in the air.
Like they had people diving off both of these, stage diving off both of the amps, both sides of the rooms.
Because there was like crowd surfers on top of crowd surfers, still like partying in the air.
So it's like a constant stream of people going up and down and staying there because they wasn't so close to the roof. They just had to somersault off.
Health and safety nightmare, wasn't it?
Yes Rebels a couple of years ago. It was lead singer Bobby Anderson's birthday. Jumped into the crowd and they're sort of like picking him up, chucking him up and down, and he actually fell to the ground. They dropped him for some random reason, and he actually fractured his rib or something like that. Now I'm just hungry for ribs for some reason.
Sometimes you don't realise when you're sort of doing the day-to-day work, and one week kind of rolls into another, and the months roll into the months, and you just sort of get on with it, and you don't really think how much something like this might mean to people.
Croft closing down means that everyone within the vicinity of Stokes Croft has lost one of the hubs of live music.
I think this area of Bristol is losing out on a massively important part of why Stokes Croft is what it is.
I think the loss of a venue like the Croft is a huge thing to the scene in Bristol.
It feels like like a section of your house is closed.
Yeah.
That's someone said, right, you can't go in your front room anymore.
Yeah.
And you go, what do you mean? And you go, yeah, you can't go in your front room anymore.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And you go, all right, fair enough.
There's a lot of history. Unfortunately, that's coming to an end.
Well, I think it's probably quite a loss for Bristol, really, because I don't think there's any other venue of that size that's as good as the Croft has ever been, but unfortunately it's time to move on.
There's nothing more to see here. Look up with a glaze. I was told life is too short. You really want your soul.
Really, music is about feeling something, and essentially we facilitated artists that meant a lot to people, for people to get to see those artists, and ultimately that's led to sort of important decisions in their lives.
I feel sad because I've got so many emotional memories.
It's the only one that I actually feel a kind of emotional attachment to, I think.
It has a lot of sentimental value for me in terms of playing gigs and going to gigs.
did my first show there.
My first gig was
The
there.
first gig I ever saw in Bristol was in there.
My first gig.
First gig I had to put on.
First place I played. It's just a bit like kind of, well, what the hell's going to replace it, you know?
We are not both the same, but we will fade.
The Croft is fucking dead. Long live the Croft.
Ultimately, when something closes, you want to see something else open up.
What happens in music is that things move around.
The people who were behind the Croft are going to the Exchange.
If we didn't have the Exchange as a place to move to, and we hadn't done shows there already, then I'd probably be distraught.
It's not too terrifying because you've got the Exchange.
They've still got the same calibre of artists playing there.
You know, we're losing one space but gaining in another. It's a new space and it's exciting to be in a new venue and seeing how things develop and grow there.
As long as people keep going to gigs and keep going to music and supporting it, you know, then that's the most important thing.
I think it will give punters a good little thing to explore, go out to Old Market and try out the Exchange.
There's a lot of really good venues in Bristol and, you know, a lot of people going out. As long as people keep doing that and supporting local bands, it'll be cool.
Hello, this is Andrew WK, and this is a very special personalized video message for the Croft. I am right now in the airport in Madrid, Spain. That's why I cannot be partying with you tonight. I really wish I could, but I'm already on tour and wasn't able to make it. But I'm sending my party spirit to you. I'm partying with you psychically right now at the Croft. And remember, what the Croft is not only an incredible venue, but an incredible place for people where they can party, and that will never die.